Hey everybody, today we're catching bait. Y'all come along. Alright, good morning everybody. We are down below the spillway, and today it's all about catching some bait. So we've got our cast net with us this morning. We've got a cooler that's a makeshift live well. Now, anytime I've ever cast netted shad before, I usually have a cooler of ice. Well, it's because they're not going to live long after you catch them. And I just ice them down and freeze them for bait later. Today, I don't have that bag of ice, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to put them in this cooler with an aerator in it and see if I can't get home to get them on ice or get them in the freezer. So we'll see how that goes. I don't think we're going to be able to fish today. We've got some errands to run with our bait, but I wanted to take the chance this morning to try to get some. We are just looking for that school. Quite a few that I think are further out than I think I can cast. So I'm hoping they'll come back up here, but this water is crystal clear. And I'm sure they can see me pretty well. They're a little further out. I see them under the water right out there. I'll tell you what, we're just gonna send it, see what happens. Came up empty that time. So after your cast, you do want to make sure that you get the tangles out of your net, because it'll foul on you when you try to cast again. So I'm just pulling this line out here on each side a little bit. Just want to make sure that that lays flat and its two sides are parallel all the way down. And at the moment, doing pretty good. Try it again, make sure our net's free here. See what we can find out here under the water. Get up over these rocks without cutting my net. Alright, see here what we got. And we have actually got, now wait a minute. These actually are not shad, so we're gonna have to turn them loose. I don't know if you can see in the frame there. I've also got a little brim of some kind in there. We'll turn those guys loose. Not really bait that I want, and there just went all our shad swimming by. Alright, so we got the loop over our hand. 1 inch coils here, or 1 foot coils, excuse me. Gonna bring that up. Grab your horn down here, get that in your hand. Take the net, you're gonna pull that horn up tight. You're gonna pull it up tight and let the weights pull the net lines down. Grab about half of that net here. Flip up your weights here and pull that out about 90 degrees. So there you got it, and you're ready to throw. And that's what we're after. Got some nice shad on our cast here, on our net. We're gonna get them put in the cooler. See right now they seem to be doing pretty good flopping around, but I don't expect them to make it very long, and they're gonna have to get on some ice or something if we're gonna use them later. Alright guys, we stopped and got us some ice. We've got our shad here in my bait cooler. They are not making it long once they're out of the water. That's pretty typical. They won't make it long, but we're just gonna drain that water off, ice them down, and get them to the house. Start freezing. Alright, there's a look at all our shad. I'm going to go ahead and turn off our bubble pump on the back. We're going to get those jokers coated in ice. Alright guys, we are back at the house. It's been a couple hours. Got these shad we caught this morning in a cast net on ice. So you can see them here. I've just got an old metal kitchen pan here, and what we're going to do, I've got just some old hand towels, and I'll lay these things out in a single layer. That will help get the moisture off of them when we stick them in the freezer, and they won't stick together quite as bad. We'll wrap our towel around and layer them up basically so that the fish won't be stacked on top of each other wet. That way when they freeze, they won't be stuck together. Get them all laid out here. Get him on there. Here. Slide those down in our deep freeze. It's been about 24 hours later. It's the next day. We're just going to start taking these shad off the towel here. You may have to kind of pop them up because they'll be kind of stuck to the towel, but that's what you've got when you get done. And we're just going to pop them in the Ziploc bag. Sure, if you had a vacuum sealer, this would be so much easier. You know, put your couple in there fresh, you know, you'd vacuum seal them down. But, you know, we're low budget. All out. Those two just popped up. One of y'all see if you can tell me why most of the rest of these turned red, but this guy here has a yellowtail on him. It's interesting. Alright, just flip your bottom layer over. That one fell off on its own, so we're good there. Now, I will say this. I have a very gracious wife who doesn't really mind this stuff being in the freezer. I would definitely check your local laws and ordinances about doing this in your household, and that is a bag of bait that I'll probably use on that through the winter. I'm not just out tearing up the fish every day, but you know, there's that bag. But here's a bag that I already had done, and just to kind of show you, you know, they're going to pull out like that, still froze. So it's easy to grab a couple. You can take the whole bag. I will often take the whole bag. I've got a little I've got just a small, you know, 6-can cooler bag, and I will put these in there. What I don't use, you know, it's gonna thaw out, but I will just I'll just bring it, shove it back in the freezer, and reuse it later. So that's gonna pretty much wrap up this shad video. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please hit that like button, smash subscribe. We'll catch you next time on the next cast right here on the J-Line.